Okay, so the last few days we've been talking about Manticore, and I found something very interesting, that a website, I guess it's in a GitHub, called Building Secure Smart Contracts. So I wanted to talk about this a little bit. This goes through a whole bunch of stuff: secure development workflow, best practices, and then it talks about Slither, which we talked about in the past. Another one called Echina, and this one we haven't looked at, and Manticore, which we've been looking at the past few days. So they have a lot of good information on it, on these things. Like Manticore, well, it takes you to their examples, their tutorial, goes through how to run their API, because one of the things with Manticore is it has an API that lets you actually run tests programmatically using Python. So let me show that to you too. I do have to provide links for this, and I owe you a link about the paper that we looked at the other day. We looked at yesterday. So let's go here. Let me make sure you can see it. And right up here. Okay. So if you can look, if you download their GitHub, they have, and I did it under example. It says Building Secure Contracts, Program Analysis, Manticore examples, and they have an example Solidity contract and an example run, so let's look at example run.py. And basically what it does is opens the Solidity contract, creates it, makes the symbolic value and passes it to the account, and then it prints the results. Ether is 10 to the 18. I think they use that in order to convert between different, because you have, what is it, Way and Gwei and Ether, and I always forget how to convert between them, but you can see they do that there to create a balance. So it's basically 1,000 Ether. And we can run it. Hopefully it'll run right. And there it goes. It's running just like we saw. And let's see, August 17th, 3 p.m. And you can see it produces the same stuff that we see out of Manticore. And again, no global findings. Let's see. Almost 80% coverage. User 1. User 0. User underscore. Oh, I went too less. No wonder. If it doesn't complete when you hit the tab, you know you're doing something wrong. So we got 75. Normal contract. And we can do it for 1. User 1. And got 72% there. And of course, this is just the stuff we've been looking at. We can look at the transactions, and you can see create, you're doing a call, and let's see, it's 60, so if you do 65 it should revert, return date is 0. So the nice thing is the Python script does it for you. I have another one here, example throw.py. Let's look at that. And this is a bit more involved. It uses the same example, but it checks if an execution ends with revert or invalid in terminated states. So last transaction, state done. So it looks like it's going through a loop, an M. So when you create the contract, it looks like you can get the terminated states. So it looks at all the termination states of the contract. Let's try this one here. And that's interesting. That's very interesting because it's doing the same one that we just did. Right. And if you look at example, it's using example.sol, and what's it, example that's really interesting. It is, I thought it was, yeah, with open source code equals F, and then it's a user account. So then if result reverse or not, generate taste, let's see, let's run it again. Oh, no, that's example run. Alright, so check it. That's interesting. I ran the same exact contract and it didn't like it. Yet it was okay with the first example. That's interesting. Let's see what if that may. Now let's see what happened. So it ran it successfully, and let's see if that matters. No, that's interesting. Oh well, let's see what else we got here. Let's see the 130. Oh, let's just see something. Looks like it put something out. Yeah. Alright, so it didn't really work. Interesting. So we also have, let's see, example constraint.py. So this also uses example.sol. Well, we can try it. Now this is looking more prompt. And we got mcore jv. And we're not, yep. So we got some binary output here. And I think I have to find, there's got to be something that's designed to read that. And I don't know what that is at the moment. They also have something called, what is this? Suicidal. Okay, well, so this is the examples they provide. Now, if you go through this, they also, let's see, oh, I have to go up 2 levels. They also have Slither, and they have some examples there. I don't have samples on, I don't have Slither on this virtual machine, but they have some stuff with Slither if you want to look into that some more. It looks like they have this third one that I am not familiar with at all. We looked at Slither briefly a few weeks ago. So anyway, but the nice thing about this is it gives you actual examples and exercises and that you can look at, like to show how you might do something like this constraint example. So it generate test case, name bug only if certain condition, no bug found, print no bug found. And it lets you do things conditionally. So if the last transaction result is in revert or invalid, if conditions equals symbolic var and it's not 65, then they're going to call that a bug. So this is the type of thing you can do if you start using the API, their API. And another reason to learn Python. Python is a very valuable language. You will find it, I think I've said this before, you'll find it useful on hardware all the way up to data analysis, data science, and clearly Manticore is very much Python based. So hopefully this has been interesting and helpful. If it has, please give a like. Please share it with your friends. Please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to see more videos. And I will speak to you next time.